Hey, welcome back to another episode of Soulful Sundays with Madge. If you are new to this channel, my name is Madge, and I want to thank you all for supporting the channel. I want to thank you for coming on this journey with me where we will discuss obstacles and things that come up at different points in time in our life and how our perspective can be a great tool in helping us to overcome so many challenges that come up. And as always, if you like what you receive, feel free to hit that like button, leave comments below, ring the bell to subscribe to the channel. This way, each week when I upload, you will receive notification. And know that if you ever have questions, you can always email me at askmadge18@gmail.com. So, I hope that your week went well. It is very cold here in Ohio, hence the scarf and the sweater. So just doing everything that I can to stay warm. But this week, what we are going to talk about is stewardship. So we're going to go ahead and get into this week's topic of stewardship. Have you ever heard the saying, to whom much is giving, much is required? Also, verse Luke chapter 16, verse 10, to whom, if you could be trusted with little, you can be trusted with much. And so that's what I kind of want to speak on, stewardship, and how stewardship can apply to our lives, and how sometimes I don't necessarily know if we even realize that we have territory, in our lives. We have territory day to day that sometimes I'm not sure that we even recognize, that we're even considering. And a lot of times, I think, me included, we're always ready for that upgrade. We're ready for more. But the question is, can you handle it? Can you handle what's required of more? Can you be trusted with more? Have you proven to God that you're capable of handling more? Have you proven to God, the God of the universe, that you're appreciative of all that you have? And I'm going to kind of share with you what that can look like. In a couple of different ways. So one is this: have you ever experienced an upgrade in your life and then all of a sudden you started to wonder, can I handle it? Like, for instance, you get a promotion and then all of a sudden you get nervous, like, whoa, oh, gosh, am I going to be able to handle this? Am I going to be able to do the work? Or let's say you were blessed to get a new car. You've been wanting a new car, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, am I going to be able to handle the car note in 4 months from now? What did I get myself into? Well, here's the thing. We don't always realize that we look at celebrities, that we look at these people, and we're like, oh, we want what they have. Look at their life. Look at all the money they have. Look at how they get to vacation. Look at, all that it looks like when you're looking on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And, we want what we see, but the backside, like TD Jakes talks about, we get to see the front side, but we don't know the backside. And the backside, in all actuality, is a backside that we all are capable of having, or all are capable of having in our lives. It's just, to whom much is given, much is required. And a lot of times what I find is we get a little nervous to steward over our homes. We get a little nervous to steward over our own finances. But yet we look at other people who are stewards over so many people. They may have employees. They're stewards over companies. I mean, just we're looking at that, and we want that, but it's like, can we really have it? Because sometimes we're struggling just to be good stewards over our own homes. So I was actually listening to Dr. Miles Monroe, and he was talking about how he's responsible. Well, he's deceased now, but he was talking about how he was responsible for securing every month over $1 million in salaries alone. That's not paying his bills. That's not taking care of his household, his ministries, or his speaking engagements, or writing his books, but just paying people every month over $1 million. But you would look at someone's life and you might say, I want that, but could you steward that? Could you really handle that? And these are the questions we have to ask ourselves. So I'm going to break this down to us in a way that applies to day-to-day stewardship. So I can recall prior to my move over this summer. So I had been in my townhouse maybe a little over 4 years. I had the furniture, I call it my divorce furniture. So basically what I had for my divorce, I just took with me. I didn't really do any redecorating. I was just starting over and happy to have some furniture, you know? But towards the tail end of my move, my dog, oh my gosh, he would always jump on the furniture, which I don't approve. I don't. And, you know, if you like animals in your bed or on your furniture, that's fine for you, but that's just not what I care for. But he would always jump on my furniture and get like dog hair on it, and I just didn't like it. Now, here's the thing, y'all. I didn't like the furniture anymore. Oh my God, it was brown. It was just like really old. But yet and still, it was mine. It was my brown furniture. It was my home. People would come in my home, and if they had to sit down or if I had to sit down, I wasn't just going to be like, well, you know what? I don't like the furniture. The dog gets on it. Oh, well, when I move, I'm eventually going to get new furniture. No, you know what I did, y'all? I would wash that furniture. I would grab a washcloth, a little bit of soap, like in water, and damp it a little bit and scrub the furniture. If there was a stain on it, I would scrub it. I would get my vacuum, y'all. I would clean and I would scrub. And in the process, y'all, I didn't know how I was going to even afford new furniture when I moved. I had no idea, but I knew in my mind I was manifesting it. I was going to get all new furniture. I was going to furnish my new home. I was going to really get into the color scheme. I started, you know, like going on Pinterest. I started looking at the next. But here's the thing, y'all. I took care of the now. A lot of times we don't realize that our now is connected to our next. And the God of the universe saw me taking pride in my brown furniture, saw me taking pride in keeping it clean. And you know what? When I got ready to step out into my next, everything came to me. Everything was there just waiting for me. Like, it's yours. What do you need? What do you want? And I believe it's because I was a good steward in my then. I was appreciative of what I had. I wanted more. And I think sometimes we get confused thinking that if we're grateful for something and we want better, then that means we can't have better or we can't have more. No, we can. But we should also show God of the universe, that our creators, that we can be trusted, that we're grateful for what we have. We're going to be good stewards over what we have. So therefore we can be entrusted to have more. And when we get more, y'all, let's be grateful for that. And let's not start to have fear and doubt, believing that we're not worthy of it or that we're not going to be able to keep up with it. Because here's the cool thing. If you have it, it was meant for you in that moment to have. And you are capable of keeping up with it. You are capable of having even more, but it also is going to require a different version of you. It's going to require different stewardship. The same stewardship that you had in your then is going to have to be a different kind of stewardship that you have in your now or your next or wherever you're at. And it's like, the seasons change, y'all, but so should we. We have to also learn that in different seasons, it may require different demands, but it does not necessarily mean that you're not worthy of it. Even if you may have to work a little harder, it just means that you got to come up some. And that's okay too, because guess what? As you come up and you show that you can be a good steward over what you have, guess what? You get some more, and you get some more, and you get some more. You guys see where I'm getting at? Here's another example I can give you guys of good stewardship. So my first kind of real car, my ex-husband, like, you know, he kind of took care of that for me. So I had no idea, y'all, like the car notes could be so expensive. So when I had to go out and get my own car, it was in my financial, how the word I want to look for. At the time, it was what made sense financially in my life. When I was hearing about what car notes were, and I'm like, wow, $700-800. Ooh. No, 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 not me. So here's the thing. It really did not make me feel good that I was at a point, I was like 32, and I'm like, I work really hard, and for me, I felt like I wanted to be able to go out and say, you know what, this is the car that I want because I work hard. And when you think about a car note or financing a car, that's a big investment. And when you're going and you're investing and you're going to pay a car note every month, a lot of times we want something that we feel good about, and there's nothing wrong with that. And so I can remember me having to make a really tough decision. It was time to get a new car. I had to get a new car, but I had to make the most economic decision for me and my children. So I went with a car that was more financially affordable. And I could remember feeling like, you work so hard. You're worthy of a car that you walk out on the lot and you say, that's the car I want. And the price shouldn't matter, and the car note or whatever. I knew I was worthy of that, but at the time, that's just not what I was able to do. And I can remember someone, I'm going to just say someone, used to tease me about my car and say, oh, that van, you got a van. It's a van. It wasn't a van. I'm going to tell y'all what it was, though. It was a Jeep Cherokee. It wasn't the Grand Cherokee, but it was a Jeep Cherokee. And there is nothing wrong with Jeep Cherokees. They are very nice cars. So if you have a Jeep Cherokee, I want you to know it's a nice car. And it has nothing to do with me not believing that the Jeep Cherokee was a nice car. It's just that when we make purchases, you want to feel a connection towards what you purchase. So that's basically all that I'm saying, is that I was at a place in my life where I wanted to feel connected to my purchase. And so a certain someone used to kind of tease me about it. And I can remember saying to God, like, you know what, God, even though I don't feel the connection to the car, how thankful and grateful am I that I was able to call a dealership and say, hey, listen, I don't want this car anymore. It's causing me my car before the Cherokee. It's causing me a lot of issues. I need a new car today. And guess what, y'all? I had a new car the very same day. And I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Some people aren't able to do that. Some people aren't able to just call a dealership and say, you know what, my car right now is giving me issues. I'm sick of paying service fees. I want a car today. Here's all my information, my social security number. What do you need? Here's how much money I make. This is the car note that I want to pay. Literally, y'all, this is how I called the dealership. Now, mind you, I knew the guy who owned the dealership, but this is how I called. I'm like, I don't want to test drive anything, because you know what? I know that game. You'll get me in something, and before I know it, I will have that $700-800 car note. But I was like, no, I don't want to test drive anything. I just want something in this price range with this kind of car note. And literally, it was a long day, but I had a car. And so I can remember saying to myself all the time, like when a certain someone would kind of make little digs, little jabs, I would be like, you know what, God, I thank you for my car. God, I thank you that me and my children have a car, God, that I'm able to go in my car and start it, and it takes me where I need it to go. It's been good to me. I had it for a couple years. There was no issues with it outside of your normal wear and tear. But I remember I used to just be I would have to say that, but I meant it. I truly meant it. And guess what happened to me, guys? A car. A situation came to me. I didn't go and look. It came to me, and it was an opportunity for me to get a car that I had desired, that I always wanted. And literally it met my financial budget. But it came to me, and I can remember when it came, I got nervous. Oh my gosh, Am I going to be able to handle this? I hear about the service and the maintenance and things that could come up in it, and that people get these type of cars and then things happen and they can't afford to service it. Like, those thoughts came. But I said, you know what, God, I didn't go looking for this. You brought this to me. So I can remember saying, okay, well, God, if this is meant for me, I want it to be like this. And it was like that. I want it to be something that I could afford every month. And so this is about how much I would be willing to spend. Sure enough, it happened. And you know what, y'all? I went for it. And you know what I said? I said, if God blessed me with this, it's because God knew that I could handle it. My finances will allow me to afford this. Y'all, things have come up on this car, but guess what? It's been handled. Everything's been handled, thank God, by my warranty. But the point is, whether you view it like that or not, I just say God will always make a way. God will always provide. Things could have come up that weren't covered under my warranty, but everything that came up was covered under my warranty. It was something that I could handle. But if I would have listened to doubt, if I would have listened to what other people would have said, oh, this was my experience, I wouldn't have been able to realize that God was presenting me with more, because I was a good steward in my now. That God said, okay, I was able to trust you in that, and you were a good steward in that. So now I'm going to give you more. So what I really want to say to y'all is this. We all want more in life, and there is absolutely nothing with wanting more. I desire even more. Like, I am in a very great situation. But guess what, y'all? I'm going to elevate from here. I know I am. Wait and see, or maybe don't see, but I am, because there's more in me. But in the process, I am going to be a great steward in my now. I am going to take care of my now, because I know that at this moment, what I have is exactly what God wants me to have. And I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. So I'm going to steward this so well. And not only am I going to steward this so well, I'm going to show God that I can be trusted. I can be trusted to honor my word. I can be trusted to do everything that I am supposed to be doing in this moment in time in life. So when it's time for my next promotion in life, I'm going to be ready for it. And guess what? It is going to be scary, because once again, it's going to require me to be a version of myself that I was not, that I have not been. But it will be okay, because guess what I'm going to have? I'm going to have this moment and moments to come to reference, to say, you remember how you didn't know how you were going to get through that in that moment? But a way was made. Like Rumi said, you step out on your way, and as you're on your way, a way will be made. And so that's really what I want to say at this point. I'll probably start rambling, y'all. But let's just really work on being good stewards over the territory that we have in our daily lives. And as we continue to be good stewards over that, God will see that you can be trusted. And as you are trusted, more will be given. So I thank you so much for tuning in another week with me. I want you to take care, and I want you to stay blessed. Bye.